Alright everybody, time for another video hopefully. Today is a dreary, wet, rainy, cold day. Big weather change happened yesterday afternoon and an even bigger one coming this weekend that we'll maybe touch on later, but we're getting ready to roll here. It's Thursday, May 21st, and we got 2 to Reading, 2 to Fogelsville, as long as the schedule doesn't change. But we already pre-tripped the truck. We're ready to roll, got the paperwork started, and we'll talk to you along the way, as we always do. Alright, so we are leaving. We just did our tug test, make sure the trailer's connected, and like I told you guys, it's kind of a dreary, wet start to the day. Trying a new camera angle out. I don't know how practical it's going to be. I've tried it before, but I did it when I was into Kenworth, and the back window was just a little bit closer to the seat than this is, so it's really a stretch backwards with my right arm to turn the camera on. So I don't know how often I'm going to do this, but I thought I'd try it and see how it looks. I don't know what to say at the moment here. I'm trying to think of how to talk about the weather, which is something I do a lot here, but we gotta watch. There goes one that direction. Got one coming from the other way here. You gotta watch leaving out of here. Can't gas on it too much because just the pitch in the road will cause the truck to break traction. So you gotta kind of creep out of here and not get on it too hard until we get up here on the level. And now we can kind of gas on her a little bit and get her going. But last video I talked to you guys, I told you that we were gonna get warm. Big warm up coming over the weekend, and that was true to form, and we actually ended up with a bona fide heat wave, because by Sunday the high temperature was 90, and then Monday the temperature was 94, and Tuesday the temperature was 93. Yesterday it was 88 or 89, and then the cold front blew through, and now this morning it is 55 degrees, and we probably aren't going to go up much from there. So it's going to be if it stops raining, maybe it goes up into the lower mid 60s today and tomorrow yet. Saturday is supposed to be an all-day rain, and the temperature high forecast right now for the area is 48 degrees. Memorial Day weekend, 48 degrees, kind of crazy. It's actually going to get close to a record for the coldest high temperature for the date and the time of the year. So really a drastic turnaround again, as has been the case all spring, where we'd warm up and then drop 30 and 40 degrees when we cooled back off, and this weekend going to be no exception. So alright, so I headed back here to the well in the woods, and I just saw one of our other drivers who I thought was running this all day long, he blew by the turn here and kept going straight toward 309, so I don't know. I tried to call him to see if maybe the silos were full over there and he got redirected, or if maybe he's got a truck issue and he's heading back to the shop. But of course, my phone tells me that I have no cell service out here, and I got to get rid of Verizon because I don't have cell service at our shop, and then I don't have cell service out here, and it's kind of ridiculous that 2 places where I really need to have cell service and don't. So I gotta switch to AT&T or somebody else when my plan comes up, because it's ridiculous. It's 2026. We live here in the overpopulated Northeast, and 2 very important places for me, I don't have cell service. It's a dead zone for Verizon. So get that little rant out of the way, which just kind of frustrates me, because now I'm going to go in here and I don't know if there's a problem or not. I'll start loading up, and then maybe I can't go to Reading. We'll see. Maybe when I get down in here I can find some place where I'll have a little bit of service and be able to call them. see if anybody's in here. No, nobody's in here, so that's good. Alright, so each customer has different ways they want these slips filled out. This particular customer, they want the seal number that's up on the dome or the hatch, so I had that written down. So you got to put that on here. Not everybody wants it, but the Reading customer does. So we'll do that. And they also want, on the back, there's stuff to fill out. They want the tank wash date, which is good yet, 4/23/26. As you know, we have 31 days or 1 month until we need to get a new tank wash. And then there's no odor, no ozone, no chlorine. And they also want weather conditions, so rain. And then when we get down there, of course, there's parameters to fill in for our testing levels, the pH, turbidity, water temperature, and TDS. So, alright, so we are loading, and we had a little glitch. I had pushed button and it started loading, and I went in the truck and finished up that paperwork that I showed you, and I came out here and it wasn't loading. It stopped loading. Here what happened was somebody had changed the rate to load up a 62, and I guess they didn't take it all the way up and they flowed over, so they shut it off. So when I pushed the start button, all I did was get the balance of that load, and then it shut off when it was supposed to shut off, and I didn't know it, because what I do is mostly the 8000s come in here, so I never change it. I just sit and watch for it to get to where I need it to be, and then I manually shut it off. But somebody changed it from an 8 to a 6, and so that, like I said, I got the balance of that person's load, and then it shut off. So now we're loading. At least I hope we are. I'm going to walk over here and make sure that the gauge is actually moving. Yes, it is. We're 1,000 gallons in, but we should be darn near done. But while I was in there doing the paperwork in the truck, I guess it shut off and I didn't know it. So then I made a phone call to that guy to find out what was going on. He got redirected. He's going over to the Allentown plant because they are starting to fill up down there in Reading. But so I didn't know I wasn't loading until I got off the phone with him. Well, I wasn't even off the phone with him. I came back inside to look and see where I was, and I wasn't loading, so I had to restart it. And so now we're loading, but now we're a little bit behind because, like I said, I should be about done right now, and I'm only at 1,200 gallons. So, all right, so we're loaded and we're rolling, and this is fast turning into a aggravating type of a day because, like I told you, somebody had switched it from an 8 to a 6. And this tank is a little bit bigger, so then once I got that figured out and loaded it, it shut off early, of course, and didn't fill the tank, so I had to bump some more into it. So just a whole lot of extra time here that didn't need to be spent. And I guess the silos are filling up over there. They took 2 guys off of it and moved them over to Allentown. But now I'm still going over there, so I don't know if I'm going to end up having to sit and wait to unload, or if I can only unload part of the load and then it'll shut off when it hits the safety, and then I'll have to sit and wait till it comes down enough that I can unload some more. And I have no idea what kind of a day I'm in for. So I didn't bring the cameras out Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday because Monday I had 4 straight Fogelsvilles, and it just figured that I'd wait till I had maybe a more interesting day. And then Tuesday and Wednesday I had straight Hazeltons, which, as I told you, they are hard to make a compelling video with. So I had the 2 and 2 today, so I figured this was a better day to bring the cameras out despite the crappy weather. And now this day looks like it might go sideways somewhere, somehow. So we will see. Not looking good to get started, that's for sure. Alright, so we're here unloading. All the testing is complete. All the numbers were good. We're unloading. The other guys were heading back north. I'll show you the silo levels in a minute when I go inside the building here. But we got room for ours. I don't know what's going to happen with the other guys that come back here, but we got room for ours. So as you can see, 63,813 in the one that we're unloading into, which is T1, is Silo 1. Silo 2, which is T2, 56,494. So we should get all of ours in at 68 something is when it would cut off. So we'll get all of ours into Silo 1, and if they don't transfer it over to Silo 2, then the guy that's coming back down here after me will have to go over there to unload. And then when I get back here with my second one, if they didn't use any water, then we might be in a predicament. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Right now, we just want to get this one unloaded and get heading back north. And who knows, maybe on the way back up there, he'll call me up and tell me to go somewhere different, because I think they can monitor the silo levels back at the office at our company. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they can. I know they can over at the Allentown plant, but they may be able to here too. So we'll see what happens. All right, well, this is a little bit unusual. The traffic is pretty much stopped here in Leesport. And I did see an ambulance going the other way with the sirens blaring and the lights going. So I don't know if there's an accident up here and they took a victim out to the hospital or what. But traffic is really jammed up here in Leesport, which is unusual for this time of day. It's 11:15, and I'm not exactly sure what is going on here, but we are barely moving. And I let a couple of cars come out of the sheets. Looks like another one's coming. And until we actually move up, I will let them come out too. And then I'm going to close it off. See, now it's time to close it off, but I let 3 of them out of there. I don't know what's going on, but I guess we'll turn the cameras back on if we see anything interesting. But with how long the line looks here, they may have it cleaned up before we get up to whatever's going on. Well, we're inching closer to it. Now there comes a fire truck, unless that's going to a different call, and a cop. They're heading, they just hooked the left right turn up at this next traffic light up here. And the cop went straight, so I don't know if there's another accident somewhere or what, but it looks like we're starting to creep our way on through here. I don't know whether to leave the camera on, and gonna burn up a lot of footage just trying to see if we can see what's going on here. Not that I should laugh about it. You know, traffic accidents never fun, and I heard on the CB, which has very limited capabilities right now, that it was a car under a truck, I guess right up here at this traffic light. So I don't know if we need to move to the left. Probably should if we can. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Are we gonna all move now? Looks like maybe we're all gonna. No, I guess maybe we gotta move. Looks like we gotta move. Now, is anybody gonna let Mr. Big Truck go? Somebody let him go. Come on. Come on. Somebody let him go. Now it looks like everything getting cleared up now. And there's sand in this. It happened right at that intersection. And there's the car. Well, it doesn't look pretty good. It doesn't look good at all. Looks like they're gonna. Now we can move over. They ain't gonna see it. There's the truck, I guess, Purdue. Then we got that going on. And almost had another one. Jeez. Oh my God. Alright, so we're here loading up the second one that's going to Reading. I had to wait a little bit. There was a guy that was here loading up his truck, and he's done for the day. But what those two guys do is they preload for each other, because they park the truck right here at the well. So when they're done with their shift, they'll preload for the next shift, and then that way that guy can come in here pre-trip and then just roll right away. And it helps them out in case there's a log jam here, guys loading trucks up. They don't have to start their shift and sit here and wait right away to go. They can just get going, and then beyond that, then they may have to wait, but at least they can get going right from the start. So we're about halfway done loading, and then we're gonna head down there. We lost so much time today already that it's not even funny. And I heard it's one at a time down at the Vogelsville plant, so it is what it is. But today is not one of the better water hauling days. The weather is kind of crappy, and we had the accident to sit and wait out, and nearly full silos down in Redding, and then I'm not sure what I'm gonna encounter when I get down there with my first of what's supposed to be 2 Vogelsvilles. That remains to be seen. If I can get right on the pad and get right out, unloaded and quick like, then maybe I'll be able to get both of them. But if I sit down there and wait, then it's probably going to be a 3 and out, because I got to have the truck back for my night shift partner. So we'll see. All right, so making our way across 895 here. We're west of New Ringgold, probably maybe halfway or a little bit closer to 61 by now. Still raining out. It was the way they had talked on the TV guy this morning made it sound like it was gonna stop raining sometime around noon. And here it is, it's 1:23 p.m. and it's still raining out. I looked at radar a little while ago, and there's a big swath from southwest to northeast running right across the area, and it's really not moving anywhere anytime soon. So I think we're gonna play bumpy road. I think we're gonna have this rain for a little while this afternoon yet, maybe all afternoon. I don't know. Maybe when we get down to Redding, once I get hooked up and tested and everything's doing what it's supposed to be doing, I'll look at the radar again and see if it moved at all, or if we're just locked in the rain for the rest of the day. So, but I mean, making everything nice and green, that's for sure. We need the rain too, but we don't need some of the cold temperatures that are coming on Saturday. All right, so we're almost down here. It seems like there's a lot of traffic today for some reason. A rainy day, and it just seems like there's a lot of traffic. Now, let's see if we can time this light that I don't like to get red. And it looks like we might be able to if we just kind of drift up there slowly towards it. It's green. It's just a matter of getting the traffic to get moving here so we don't have to stop. Come on, people, come on. Come on. Especially with it being wet. And I really don't want to stop on this hill with this weight. Well, almost. It just turned yellow right when we went under it. So we've got that one. Now this one, doesn't matter if we get this one red or not, because it's not so much of a hill to pull. Then we got this guy in front of us, so we should get a green arrow once it goes. Because you can't see when it's gonna go. Not yet, huh? Come on. There we go. There we go. He's going the same place we're going, but he's gonna make a left turn when we get to the building, which I am not gonna show you. All right, so back here to where the tankers deliver. So, and nobody's gonna be here. I know nobody's gonna be here, and I know nobody's gonna come in while we're here. The only thing is, it is raining, so I don't want to take hat cam out there just on the off chance that this pod is not waterproof. So what we got to do here, and you've seen it before, is we got to come up here, get close to that yellow post without hitting it, and then set up just right, to get the hose to hook up to the truck. Which is right here by this post with the cone. And there we are. Alright, we'll talk to you once we get hooked up and stuff. Alright, so we're down here delivering the second of the 2 loads that were to bring down here, and they're starting to use some water now because silo 1 is at 59,000 and silo 2 is down to 33,000. We're unloading in silo 1 again because it's the easier one to get to, as I've shown you in the past. So we've got room for it, and we're unloading as we speak, but it's just raining too hard to stand outside and talk to you guys, so I figured I'd talk to you in here just like I did back at the well. It was raining pretty good there too, so I stood in the doorway to talk to you guys. But so we're unloading.
Hey Rob, you talking?
Somebody talking on the radio. So we're unloading here, about halfway done again until we do our testing and fill out all our paperwork. But we're good, and they're gonna distract me. But anyway, once we're done with this, then we head over to Tamaqua and get the load that's going down to Fogelsville. All right, well, we can make right turn on red. Nothing is coming. So we are done, and we are heading to the Tamaqua well. Hopefully, we shouldn't have any trouble going through Leesport this time around. I don't think lightning can strike twice, but yeah, we sat there for about 45 minutes on that first load going back up to get the second one. Car versus a tractor trailer at that one intersection tied things up pretty good there. So, but as you can see, it is still raining. I looked at radar, it's going to be raining for a few more hours yet, so this wasn't supposed to be an all-day rain, but it's turning into one. And then I don't know what tomorrow's going to be like. I didn't even look that far yet because I just know what Saturday is going to be. Saturday's supposed to be another all-day rain, but much colder than what it is today. It's 57 today. It's probably going to be 10 degrees colder on Saturday, which is going to be absurd for Memorial Day weekend. But what are you going to do? I don't like it, but not much I can do about it. Not much any of us can do about it, so... But we are headed northbound here on 61, and I guess maybe we'll talk to you in New Ringgold at that nice funky little turn that we have to take to go out 443 to get to South Tamaqua. So I don't know, we'll show you something along the way, but today just an ugly day, and it's hard to be cheerful when the weather is so miserable. Alright, so we're dropping down the hill here in the New Ringgold, and we'll have to see how this turn's gonna be today. Usually when I come up from Redding and then do Fogelsville, he'll send me over to the Tamaqua well to load. And it's 3 o'clock already, so it's probably a good thing that he's sending me over there, because 2 of the afternoon trucks are going to be coming out about now, and if I went to the Red Barn, I might get stuck behind both of them. So probably better to go over to the one where there's much less of a chance of having to wait on a truck. So, and this turn is not extremely difficult unless there's a lot of traffic here and nobody wants to cooperate and hold back and let you make the turn, because you've got to take their lane to do it. But looks like nobody's coming at the moment. There is, but I think we should be able to make the turn before he gets here. Yep. See, we gotta take that lane with the trailer. So they've got to lay back. If they don't, we either can't make the turn or we run up over their hoods. So, but nobody was there, so no conflict. But most of the traffic that was behind me coming across 895 is now gonna follow me out this way. And boy, is this road ever bumpy. They oil and chip it, and it hides the imperfections and patch jobs that they've done. It looked, whoa, There's a little fish that we're having traction issues here, just trying to climb up this little hill, and I'm not even on the throttle hard. Now we fishtailed a little bit there. That's the problem with this oil and chip that I'm starting to tell you about, is the oil, or as it were, tar, the heat bleeds it up to the surface where the cars and trucks run on it. It kind of pulls it up, and it becomes very, very slippery. It's almost like driving on ice when it's raining out, and that's what just happened there. Was we were having traction issues trying to climb that little hill because of the tar that's bleeding up, and the motorcyclists hate it. It is really, really dangerous for motorcycles, but it just makes for a slippery road. I don't know why Pennsylvania thinks that oil and chipping is the way to go to resurface a road. It just makes it more dangerous than if they would put straight hot mix asphalt on it. So, but anyway, I'm gonna wind around through here. I don't know what kind of traction issues we're gonna have going up this mountain up here ahead of us. Hopefully not too bad, because that was a little dicey there. Like I said, the back end of the tractor kind of fished out a little bit, so I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't on the throttle hard. I was just kind of steady the way I would normally be on it. It was like being on ice. So, but anyway, here's the hill that we got to climb, and let's see what we do with it. Just let these four-wheelers pass. But you can see where the road is shiny, where the tar comes up and bleeds through the stones. Anywhere that it's shiny, like you see there in front of us, and you can see it's right in these travel lanes where the tires go. There we go, traction. Well, we're gonna get over to Hammer Lane now because we got oversized here, but I can't get on it. I'm pulling the hill slow even though I'm empty, because I can't get on it because I'm gonna break traction. Let's see, once we're back over here, are we going to break traction again? As soon as we shift, we might. Yep, there it goes. Alright, well, enough of that. We'll talk to you when we get to the well. Alright, so we're here loading up at Tamaqua, and it seems like the rain is just about stopped. I looked at radar, and we're kind of on the northern edge of that shield of precipitation, so it seems like it's starting to sink south. So it's just about stopped here. There's a little spit here and there, but nothing like when I was down in Redding. It was coming down pretty good down there, and even over at the well in the woods, it was coming down pretty good when I loaded the last one up. Seems to have just about stopped here. Now, when we get down to Fogelsville, it might still be raining. I don't know, but it is sinking southward, so hopefully we're going to soon be done with the rain today. That's why I've been using hat cam, because where I have to place the other camera, the windshield wiper only swipes about 2/3 of the view, so you get some of the rainwater where the wiper don't swipe in the view. So I was trying the hat cam out to see if that's going to work better on rainy days. So I don't know. I'm not sold on hat cam. I don't particularly care for it. I'll use it if you guys like it, but it's not my favorite driving camera. But anyway, with that being said, we're loading up. We got to watch the meter in there to know when we get up close to 6,200 so we can shut her down. So we'll talk to you on the way down to Fogelsville, see what we encounter along the way. All right, so we are loaded with that first one that's gone down to Fogelsville, rolling southbound here on 309, coming up on New Tripoli. Seems like the rain has indeed even slowed down here. Nowhere near as heavy as it was. Still got the spots on the window up there in that upper right-hand corner of the frame, which is why I was trying the hat cam out that I was talking to you guys about. So now the trees are dripping on the windshield a little bit, but coming down the hill here, Going past Blosey's Market, Appalachian Auto Care, AAC Off-Road, actually a off-road shop there. People lift Jeeps and stuff like that. So the off-road community at least has somebody local that can get work done on their Jeeps and Broncos and pickup trucks and whatnot. So then you got the new Chipotle Curve here. Some of the people that come off this 143 here, they get a little bold. They see the truck coming, and they'll dart out from that yield sign right there that you see right in front of you, because they don't want to be behind you, because most of the trucks pull this hill slow. I mean, even we will. Speed limit here is 55. We're only going to do about 45. And so they don't want to be behind the slow truck, so they'll shoot out right in front of you as you're coming around that curve sometimes. That few close calls. Alright, so we're down here, we're unloading. There was one guy here, he finished up right when I got here, so he's gone. And we had the place all to ourselves. Lights were on. No delays, so in and out. But what we're going to do now is we've got time to do a fourth one, but we're going to go up to the Red Barn and get one out of there, because we're going to turn it faster than we would turn the Tamaqua well. And that'll get us back a little bit earlier, so that we can be sure that we're going to be back in time for our night shift partner. Because I don't know, you know, they could come down here and it could be a whole different ball game on that next load. It all depends. Sometimes when there's a wave of trucks that come in at the same time, it slows things down, and sometimes even takes you back to one at a time with the unloading process. But we got here right now and no trucks were here. Here comes first one now. So both those guys should be out of the Red Barn. One starts at 3:30, one starts at 4:30. So they should both be out of there. I'll be able to go up there and get loaded, get out of their way. They won't be in my way. So that's what we're going to do. And we'll talk to you on the way up or up there while we're loading. So I figured I'd explain to you why we were slipping and sliding on those oil and chip roads. See, these are our newer tires. And see here, these squiggly lines right in here, here, all across this center lug. Those are called sipes, and that's what grips into wet roads and gives you traction on the wet roads. So that's our front axle. And I spin around here and give you the back axle. Those sipes are gone. There's a couple of them, let's see, here on the edges, but they're worn off of all the treads. They're worn off here, they're worn off in the center lug. There's no siping at all in this center lug like there is in this one. So without those sipes, they're basically like a slick tire. I mean, they do have tread on them, and not a lot. There may be about 5-30 seconds left to tread on them, but they don't have those sipes. And when they don't have those sipes, they're like a slick tire on a slick pavement, and that's why we were spinning going up those hills on those oil and chip roads where the oil had bled up to the surface. And it's not oil, it's actually tar. Really, it should be called tar and stone, but they call it oil and chips. But the hot summer months bleeds that tar up to the surface, and then it makes for a slippery pavement. All right, so loaded out at the Red Barn, we are leaving. Looks like skies are clearing to the north up there, so the rain is just about done, I guess. You got one car coming, which is better to have him in front of us than behind us, because they don't like when we go 15 miles an hour down this road, especially if they don't live near this area. Then they have no idea why we're going so slow. They don't understand it. They get ticked off. Sometimes they'll pass us. Speed limit on here is actually 25. Most of these people do 30 to 40, and we're required to go 15. So you can see how there's a conflict of interest. I'm gonna turn this camera up just a little bit. It seemed like it was down too far. So nobody was there. We were able to get in there and load. We got back up here before the other guy. We finished before the other guy got up here. Now the only thing we're gonna have to watch out for is if he's gonna be coming in here right about the time we're gonna come out. that could cause a little bit of a problem. We generally don't have that happen, but sometimes it's kind of close. And our CB don't work, so here he comes now. Okay, that's good. Just what I was talking about. He got in here. We got out before he got in, but he got in here before we got down the bottom of the road, where we could have had a conflict of interest with that. So, all's good. So now we don't have to worry about him coming down the hill and wanting to turn in here when we're wanting to go out. So now I just got a text message and see who that came from. No. She told me, I was able to read it without actually opening up the screen. She said, as long as I have 3/4 of a tank of fuel, don't worry about fueling it. So that way I can just get in there. I don't know if she's planning on leaving early or something, but she said that, you know how we usually fuel for each other at night, so if I have 3/4 of a tank when I'm coming down this hill, I'm not supposed to worry about fueling it. And now I got Jeep behind me, so throw the 4-ways on first, and then put my right turn signal on. Now hopefully they realize what I'm gonna do here, because I gotta swing it wide so I don't run up over that damn guardrail over there. Anything coming? Hope nothing's coming. Nothing's coming. Alright, they laid back. They knew what I was up to. So now we climb the blue, go down the other side, go down to 100, hook a right, go down 100, get down to the plant, and deliver this. And so that's the agenda for now. Alright, so we're here unloading, and boy did we ever get lucky, because one driver came in here before me, and he got set up, and then I backed up and got set up, and he was going to go and check in on the computer so he could start, and he goes to me, and he wasn't being cocky, but he goes, "Sorry guy," and I was like, "Oh, what?" And he says, "Well, the lights were going out earlier," and so I was like, "Oh boy." So I go in and I do my computer work in there and check in and set up the offload on the pump I'm on, and I came out and the light was out. And so I'm sitting in the truck, and I come back out and the light was on. So somewhere along the line, the silo levels dropped enough that 2 of us are able to unload at the same time instead of me having to wait for them. So stroke of luck, but now the light's out, so I don't know. I guess it's not going to be a good night for my partner when she comes out. If the lights are going out already, it's not going to be a good night for her. So, but anyway, we're going to be done soon, and then we're going to get out of here and head on back up and park this thing and go home for the night. This was not a fun day today. All right, so we're done down there, and we're coming down the north side of the Blue Mountain, the Schuylkill County side. It is 7:13 p.m. so till we get back to the shop, it will probably be close to 7:30 till we close out our paperwork, post-trip the truck, put DEF in it. It'll probably be close to 7:45. Definitely would be close to 7:45 if we fueled, but she told me not to worry about fueling. She'll get it tomorrow morning. She'll have enough for her shift, which we know that she'll always have enough for her shift, but we just like to top off for each other at the end of the shift, and then you're always going out on a full tank. But so she told me not to worry about it tonight and just bring it on in, so we're gonna bring it on in. But I don't show you guys coming down off the mountain too much, and it's pretty nice, especially with the sky looking the way it does right now. It's not a brilliant Arizona type sunset or anything like that, but the rain stopped and the clouds are starting to break up, and it just kind of has a cool look to it. Plus the mountain's green and everything else, so it's kind of nice. And then once you come down off this mountain, there's some farm fields. Even here on the left here is a little bit of a farm field. I don't know what he's got growing in there, and if it's part of a bigger farm and it's just a plot, but it's got some kind of crop growing in there. And then once we drop down off this last little bit of the hill, which is the one that gives us that blind look when we're coming out of the road back there, across the creek, and there's a few more farm fields. There's some here too. I don't know, like I said, what all they've got cooking and who owns it, but they got something planted in there. It looks like some possibly wheat and some soybeans, and that one looks like it's fallow. But well, we're almost back. Ooh, the bumpy section here. They patched it, but they didn't do that great of a job, and so it's still bumpy. And yeah, you can see these fields here. I don't know if anything was planted in them or not, but they've been plowed and tilled, but I don't know if they planted anything in there. But so we're gonna skip the fuel stop here and hook a right and go back to the shop, and we'll call it a day. And I think this is gonna be the closing segment. That way, once I do what I need to do with the truck and the paperwork, and I can just put the cameras away and get in the car and go home, because it is a little bit later than normal, and it's Thursday night. It's garbage night, so when I get home I gotta gather up all the trash and put it out and all that stuff, in addition to making some kind of supper. So we'll just close the video out this way instead of doing one back at the shop, and we'll call it a day. So that's it for this one, and we'll talk to you in the next one when we do one.